Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth and I am the book review goddess. Before we start off with my most recent finish, let's get to the important stuff. Coffee, then conquer. Every morning I choose my coffee mug by how I'm feeling, and today, coffee, then conquer. But in all seriousness, okay, so I just picked up a book the other day, just was like, okay, I want to read something sort of quick. I don't want to annotate. I just want something for when I'm in bed and I want to fall asleep, something that could like be an easy read, right? So I picked up The Queen of Water by Laura Resau. And this book, it was incredible. Totally surpassed what I wanted it for, which was, like I said, a quick, I just want to read you in bed and fall asleep. No, I read this in a little over 24 hours, and that's pretty quick for me. I couldn't put it down. I just wanted to keep reading it. And it is based on a true story. This story actually says that this is a Random House teen book. And I would say that yes, teenagers, I have two teenagers myself, could definitely read this book, but the content matter is very adult in the sense of her life and her struggles were very harsh. It was actually sometimes really painful for me to read about her life, but not in such a descriptive way that I couldn't keep going. Like, it was a brutal childhood. So basically, let me share what this story is about. So this girl is an indigenous in Ecuador, and she explains that there are two classes basically of people in Ecuador when she was growing up. There's the mestizos and there was the indigenous, and the indigenous were often the poor. There were some rich indigenous, but often the poor, the maids, the farmers, the almost slaves, if you will. They almost treated some of these people like slaves. So this girl at about 8 years old, she didn't know how old she was basically sold to a wealthier mestizo family so that her parents could make money, a little bit of money, and she was to work for them. Now, work for them by our cultural standards, or my cultural standards, I know we're all from different places, is something that was freaking eye-opening, mind-blowing, painful to read about because you know it's true. And I think so often we become sheltered in our own lives and our own experiences, that this was an amazing book to really open my eyes to other lives that are out there that we are not confronted with on a day-to-day basis. And for that reason alone, it would be really an excellent book for teenagers, for them to see you've got it pretty good. So basically this 8-year-old girl, about 8-year-old, she was sold to this family, and the woman in the family treated her horribly, would beat the crap out of her if she did something wrong. She was expected at 8 years old to hand wash all the laundry, to cook, to clean, to raise the 1-year-old while the parents left to go to work. So she was at home all day alone raising a 1-year-old, and like I said, scrubbing and washing the dirty diapers of this 1-year-old, all at around 8 years old. And I have an 8-year-old daughter. I'm happy when my 8-year-old daughter puts dishes from the dishwasher away, right? And makes her bed and cleans her room. Like, I'm happy over the moon. I can't imagine my 8-year-old being emotionally, mentally, physically mature enough to do these tasks that this little girl was forced to do, and if she didn't do them, she would get beaten. So this book was incredibly eye-opening and incredibly impactful, and her stories. And what was so crazy was she didn't have a good alternative, because she kept thinking, well, what if I run away and go back home? Well, her father would beat her too. And she didn't have this amazing life back home, that even if she were to run away from these horrible people, what was she going back to? To a farm life where she'd never get education, where her mother was mean to her often, where her father was a drunk and at one time almost got her to, beaten to the point of dying. So it was like, what are her options? And she just kept going and persevering and wanting more for herself and wanting an education for herself. She knew there was more to life than what she was getting as a child. And this book was incredible. So once again, The Queen of Water, beautiful, beautiful story. Like I said, it has some dark content, but not so descriptive that it was brutal to read. Not by any means. It was such a page turner. I loved this book. I hope you guys enjoy this review. If you've read any books like this, or if you just want to say hi and share, please comment below. Tell them, oh, look at all the birds. Yay! Anyways, have an amazing day. Bye.